They put my feet here on the table. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody is out of trouble or not looking for trouble. It is Wednesday evening and the sun is setting, and I just thought I'd catch this with you guys and hope anybody out there is seeing me, because I got 0 people watching, and I got anyways. Well, if no one's watching this transmission, I'll just speak to myself for like 40 minutes and hope everyone's doing well, you know. But yeah, I'm still getting nobody watching. Ah, there we go. I got a like and 0 people watching. So somebody out there is getting this transmission, and the sun is setting behind me. Hope everybody's doing well, and it is hump day. I got my voice back. I feel better. I feel good. And we got T. Lutton in the house. We got Giovanni Fitzgerald in the house. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool name. Giovanni, Italian first name. Fitzgerald, an Irish name. That's so cool. I'm here, says Dan. What's up, Dan? Grace? What is that, Grace? Oh, Gracie. And Dad's YouTube. Hi. Historic Eric's in the house. Whoa. Hey, Mike, the Commonwealth Slayer. Hey, Grody Rogers, I missed you. No, go on Mike at Night and Rumble, man. We had some really good shows on Rumble. We go live. We can't talk about it on here. I'm just here, like, talking. I'm not allowed to hint towards things on here because I'll get my 17th suspension. I already got 16 suspensions. I don't need another suspension. I already have 16 suspensions. Yeah, get over to Rumble. Watch the last Mike of the Night. Really good call-ins. And we're getting a lot of first-time callers in from across the Commonwealth. And a couple of more Americans are calling into the show, too. Gertie Rogers is saying, my name is Italian and English. We got Jeff in the house. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well out there, man. It is Sunset Day. Wednesday Hump Day is coming to an end here. Broadcasting from Merritt, British Columbia. Just kind of looking at what the neighbors are up to, and most people are just watering their lawns. It's pretty warm here. YouTube is mad because you love climate change. Love it. Screw the interest rate. Yep. We're gonna start to see a lot of hurt's gonna be coming. Big time. You know. Is that Preacher? Pale Rider in the house? So we got one of the 4 horsemen in the house. And, yeah, it'd be an honor to get one of you guys on the Mike of the Night to call into the show. Again, we just speak freely on there. No, we're not Rumble heroes. So I don't want people to think he's on Rumble and he's building up and he's so big. We're completely hidden on Rumble. I had a gentleman that I told that came into my store and said, how come you're not doing Mike of the Night anymore? You got to go on Rumble and Odyssey. We try to multi-platform when the restreaming software is working. Oh, Rumble. I heard of it. I'll go get the app and put it on my tablet. I want to watch Mike of the Night. Okay. 2 days later, he comes back to my store. I can't find you on Rumble. We check. We go on Rumble. Mike Martins. Mike of the Night. I sent him a link on Messenger on Facebook, the link, and then it opens, and then he followed me. So, yeah, Rumble has got a very interesting platform where we bring the people over and they promote their Rumble heroes. And I'm seeing it more and more of it, where every time I go on Rumble, it's an echo chamber. It's the cocaine in the White House. It's one after the story of life or whatever with that movie that just came out, and it's the same 6 topics on Rumble, like almost like everyone's programmed. And when you go on Rumble, you keep seeing the same 4 people that you don't subscribe to. You don't even know who they are. They didn't exist pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, these people never existed on social media, but they're now on social media after COVID, and they're Rumble heroes, which is kind of, yeah. Thank you, Gertie Rogers. Thank you so much. Yes, that's the problem with Rumble. That's the problem with Rumble. Is you go, I'm subscribed to 4 people on 5 people on Rumble. I never see anything that they post. I keep seeing the Rumble heroes. Does Canada even exist? Didn't the Queen botch buy the Hudson Bay thingy, 12 million bucks, and has some issue with Quebec over language? Don't really understand it, but it's Canada is a very interesting country because we have 2 or 3 internet companies. And it's very interesting how it works. Now, I got 5,000 videos, or no, 4,700 videos on YouTube, predictions, talking about things, connecting the dots, figuring shit out. And I found the video I made 5 years ago, how the most dangerous thing that I thought was in no, it was 6 years ago, the most dangerous thing that I thought that was going to be in the future, that was going to change humanity, was transhumanism. And the number one thing that keeps me up at night and worry the most about is transhumanism. I made that video 6 years ago. And I'm thinking what's happening is, yeah, Rumble bans people too. Yeah, I got banned from Rumble 2 years ago. Hello, Mike. Hope you are well. Oh, that's Rick Hunter, sports, horror, and conspiracy in the house. Lawful Canadian is Rupert's land or is smitten. Lawful Canada is Rupert's land and smitten. Smitten? Well, I could ask somebody that. I know somebody that knows this country really well. But anyways, yeah, there's something that's going down in Canada. So I'm talking to people, okay? I had a conversation with somebody in Taiwan today, and they told me what's happening with Canada, with the infrastructure, with the internet, because they actually worked on it. This gentleman worked on the internet infrastructure to create a gatekeeper. So what happens is, even if I use a VPN in Canada to put something up to YouTube or want to broadcast, before it leaves my router, it actually sends signal to YouTube to let them know that a high risk priority is uploading to YouTube. That's why I have 5,000 videos and 30,000 subscribers in 12 years. And my first channel had 36,000 subscribers and it got terminated. Or 33. I don't remember. Yeah, so Canada is really weird, like when it comes to censorship. Oh, Bill C-18, C-11. That's old news, man. They've been censoring us here for years. Years. We got somebody here from Smoky Caribou. This is only the beginning of lunacy. The problem is, I've been trying to warn people for years. It's not like, oh, local Portuguese guy living in Canada wakes up one morning and starts a channel to warn people after it's happened. No. It's years. And it's crazy, man. I just wish I could have got to more people. That's one thing, one regret I have in this life is that I couldn't get my message out respectfully to enough people. Even if they declined or called me, you should see what people were calling me 7 years ago when I told them they're going to pull the trigger on a pandemic. You have to see what people called me when I said they're going to raise rates to 9% when I said that 7 years ago. At least they heard it. At least they could confirm that, you know what, some idiot guy some idiot Portuguese guy in Canada was warning us about this. At least they would have heard it, and they would have said that somebody did warn me about this. It's 6 something now. Mike, talk about Poirier and Daniel not wanting straight pride. Hey, we talked about back in 2017. Was it 2017? I made a video at my store that I was being slammed for not putting an LGB or like the flag. It wasn't It wasn't called LGBT back in that time. It was just the rainbow flag. And I was getting slammed. Why I didn't put a rainbow flag on the door of my store? And I said, well, everybody's welcome in my store. I don't need to confirm with people that, because If they do a straight flag, okay, and then maybe we could talk. But why would you have a flag for a sexual preference? It just doesn't make any sense. It never made sense to me. I didn't care what people's sexual orientation is. And yeah, and having a straight pride, yeah, let's have a straight man's day or a straight pride day, or let's actually sit back and thank all the men that that worked tooth and nail and broke the fingers and limbs to build the infrastructure we have. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got Emma. What's up? Rigor mortis in the house. Exactly, brother, says I. Are you happy you moved? I think she's talking to someone in the Earth is talking to somebody in the chat. Trying is better than doing nothing at all. That's right. Mike Martin. Okay, that's Low Roller Scratcher. Mike Martin, you going to join Kick platform to spread your words? A lot of people, young people, hang out on Kick platform live streaming. Okay, you know what? I'll look at it tomorrow. Low Roller, I'll look at it for you tomorrow. And I'll see if I could live stream on there. You know what I'm saying? I got kicked off of Twitch the other day, by the way. I just wanted to let you guys know. So I got kicked off of Twitch, and then I think I got banned off Telegram again. Hey, yo, glad to see your voice is back. Yeah, thanks, Spark Jive. Dean is saying awake, not woke. Yes, go on Kick. Okay, tomorrow, I promise you guys, I'll look at it and see if it has an RTMP that allows me, RTPM or whatever, that allows me to restream. And I'll add it to my multi-streaming if I get that working. But so why does Ontario only have 3 fires? Now, there's so much damage these governments are creating and really hurting us. Oh, Kick is a Twitch clone. Okay. Am I gonna get kicked off that one too? Hey Jeremy, good to see you too, bud. Twitch sucks. Yeah, I get kicked off all the platforms. I still remember when they took my YouTube channel down in 2012, and I think it was 31,000 subscribers, or 32. They just took it down. There was no strikes, nothing. They took down my channel, and I don't know why. I just don't know why I never backed none of this stuff up. You know what I mean? I just don't know why I didn't do it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I could have made better choices in life with certain things. Artbydano.com, artbydano.net. Not your typical art. Are we live? Of course we're live. You are doing it right. That's why. He's been fighting for a long time. It's true. You don't get kicked off a Rumble, right? I did. I lost remember my first channel that I got kicked off? And it said I went against some policy guideline of some sorts. And then they wouldn't give me a stream key. And then I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Kick signed Twitch celebrities worth $100 million in contract. Yeah, Rumble and Substack are open platforms. Yeah, see, Rumble is an open platform, but they have Rumble heroes. Right, the 5 people that I follow on Rumble, I never see them. I only see the Rumble heroes. Right, these people I've never heard of, that never existed, that have no track record. Okay, that guy, what's that funny guy, the comedian guy, Russell Brand, he's coming up all the time on my thing. I'm like, I don't want to, Rumble doesn't let you block or no, I don't want to see this. At least in YouTube, when you're going through and you're like, oh, a guy made a housing video. Wow, 2.3 million. What's he talking about? Oh, he just copied my video. 2.3 million views. I'm like, but I don't want to see this guy, so I don't want to see this channel anymore, right? You've made over 5,000 videos during that time. What are the top 3 predictions that you made that you would take back because you got it totally wrong? and seems silly now. You know, I don't know the top 3 bad predictions that I made. There was one prediction, I'm just trying to see if I can remember it, that was pretty off the wall. Yeah, I gotta think that one over. I don't know, man. Uh, LOL, we could have made better choices in life at certain things. That's what being human is all about. I don't find them funny. Hey, Wildflower, that's right. It's still a celebrity platform, Rumble. Well, no, Rumble's been signing these new. They just signed 3 more people to these new Rumble heroes. And you go to every Rumble hero, like I'm seeing them live, 33,000 people watching live. And I'm like, okay, I gotta learn something from this guy. Who is this guy? Like, I've never, 33,000 people watching live. The only reason why is because when you go on Rumble, it's in your face. Okay, let's look at this guy on, let's see what he has on YouTube. Oh, he's eating a sandwich and he's pooping it out and 3 hours later and showing us what the sandwich looked like. That's great content. This is signable material. Right, so that's the problem with Rumble. It's the Rumble heroes. People that weren't, if all these heroes are here to save the day and tell it how it is, that's nice. Where the hell were these people before they pulled the trigger on the pandemic? Where were these people telling people they're going to raise interest rates? Don't take these mortgages out. Don't over leverage. Because once these interest only mortgages come to term, you're going to be drowning in debt. Where are all these people making these videos? Yeah, a lot of BS on Rumble, says Earth Sign. Yeah, and this is the problem. This is the Kick is good because they give us 95% of the sub money. I've been on Kick. It's good. Okay, I'm going to promise I will do it then. Tomorrow I'm going to go on Kick. I'm going to sign up an account, Mike Martins. And we're going to go from there. And, hey, TBG, what's up? In the house. Good to see you. Bank of Canada just raised rates. Did you see my video today, Let's Shoot Cobbler? The video I made about that, raising the interest rates? You probably didn't because no one knows that I make videos. They know I make videos, but nobody gets notifications. The problem with Canada that it's 5% amortization, 5% amortization, and mostly variable interest, right? So the overnight rate. So you got the bank rate, right? So you go to the bank rate. The bank needs to make some money, so they're going to go 8%, maybe 9%, right? And we've been predicting over the years really high numbers. Like 7 years ago, I was predicting 9.5% to hedge against inflation. So if we want to eat, right? And that's the problem we're facing today, you know? You should be Prime Minister. You should be our Prime Minister of Canada, Mike and effing King. No, I don't speak French. It won't work. Because to become Prime Minister of Canada, you have to be able to speak French to be Prime Minister of Canada, right? And I don't speak. You have to speak French to be Prime Minister. It seems to just get darker and darker, seemingly like it's going to devour people. Yep, the pandemic was yeah, and people predicted the end times. Shows are my specialty. Mike, 11 million Canadians qualified for grocery rebate. That shows how many are on the poverty line. Yep. I did a video also yesterday. Canadians are $200 away from becoming insolvent. And then we took the video we made 4 years ago saying the exact same thing they were saying yesterday. And then we did a video 6 years before that. 6 years before the 4, so 6 years total, saying $200 from 3. Watch my fourth video back saying Canadians are $200 away from being insolvent. Watch that video. I show you the other videos I made over the last 10 years saying the same thing, word for word. You're gonna look at it and say, what the who is this guy? Yes, 200 away, very true. We are on the verge of economic collapse. Yes, we are. Yes, you have to speak French and English to pledge allegiance to the Queen, to be Prime Minister. Yeah. The problem, if I was, let's say I was Prime Minister of Canada, I would go over to the United States and shake hands, talk to everybody, and this and this and that. Okay, where are you going, Mr. Prime Minister Mike Martins? I'm going to go to Mexico. I arrive in Mexico City, and I'm going to go meet the president of Mexico City. Hola, buenas tardes, señor presidente. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo están las cosas aquí? Mira, vamos a platicar un ratito de nuestros dos países y los cambios que podemos hacer juntos y podemos crecer nuestras economías los dos. I could just sit there. I could arrive in Mexico City and say, I could arrive and I could be at get this guy on stage. Get this guy on stage. Okay, guys, what are we talking about here? We need to talk about legislation and this and this and that. And they could put me on stage 3 seconds before arriving in Mexico City on stage. Hola, damas y caballeros, buenas tardes y mucho gusto para verte. Hoy vamos a hablar de las cosas que está pasando, financiamientos que está pasando en nuestras vidas para ver una manera para hacer. And then I could just stand there and just make up a whole thing for 3 hours in Spanish. And then when they say, Mr. Prime Minister Mike Martins, where are you going now? I'm going to Portuguese America. I land in Brazil. Oi, presidente, tudo bem? Já há muito tempo eu quero falar contigo. Eu quero falar sobre as nossas economias, o que é que a gente pode fazer juntinhos para crescer o nosso país, para ser um país muito grande. And then I can just go there and just speak in Portuguese when I'm in Brazil. But unfortunately that I don't speak French, I cannot be Prime Minister of Canada. Yep, the Great Canadian Peso. That's Sheridan Forbes. He knows I've been talking about the Great Canadian Peso for the last 10 years. The Great Canadian Peso is coming, folks. 2019, 10-pound bag of potatoes, $1.99. And Sheridan, do you remember when I was making videos 3, 4, 5 years ago showing the groceries of what I paid $200 for and how it was so overpriced and everyone was making fun of me in the comments? Do you remember that? I was telling people, look at my receipt and everything. Rumble, sign, rice gum YouTubers sign huge contract, even those flashy YouTubers joining Rumble too. Yeah, those are Rumble heroes, guys. Those are Rumble heroes. You take a Rumble hero and put him in the middle of Brazil and say, go ahead and say a speech about economies. You throw me in the middle of Brazil, I'll give you a 3-hour speech about economies in Portuguese. I'll fly into Mexico City and do one in Spanish. Then I'll fly back into Canada and do one in English. But because I don't speak French, he can't be Prime Minister because I can't go to Haiti, right? Because I can't go to Haiti and speak Creole, right? That's the problem. Because to be Prime Minister of Canada, you need to speak French because you got to go to Haiti and French Guyana. Yeah. Me gustaría aprender francés algún día, says Aaron Seth. U.S. is getting oranges from Brazil. I spent nearly $10 on a pound of butter a couple of months ago. Don't see an indigenous person as prime minister. Again, they have to speak French. But did you know that the first president of Mexico, Benito Juarez, was indigenous? He's on the 20 peso bill. If you grab a 20 peso bill or look it up, that's Benito Juarez. He was the first president of Mexico, and he was like 100% indigenous. He was like 5'1". Can immigrants Canada born become prime minister in Canada? I don't know about Canada's laws when it comes to that. Mike, your outrage is hilarious, by the way. Thank you, Earth Sign. See, those are people that understand me, right? Howdy, y'all. Didn't know that. Cool. Hi, Mike. What are the temperatures there today? I think it was like 29, 30 centigrade. So it's like 85. Portuguese versus Spanish, what is the difference? You see, if you're living in a very heavily political, everything's politics. Languages. like current. Everything is politics. So depending where you're in the world, Spanish and Portuguese are completely two different languages. There's no similarities. But then, if you're in some parts of the world where they don't give a rat's ass about French and all those other languages, they'll tell you that no, Portuguese and Spanish, almost every word's the same. So it depends what part of the world you're in, right? Chris Curtis is in Mexico. Someone's saying their van is hot. I'm freaking sweating like crazy here in Van City. Yeah, it's warm here. Harper could not speak French. Those Anglo politicians memorize some of the sounds that no French person understand. Not sure why they make us listen to that. LOL. I came across a little arrogant because I have Asperger's? Asperger's? I can't even pronounce that. Hey, I can't read. I'm an alphabet. I don't know if you guys, growing up in Toronto, the Portuguese were considered alphabet. Alphabet means illiterate, right? And I'm still I'm very somewhat illiterate today. I'm very, like, when I went through my record for the school, there was I think I told you guys this. I had to go to the guidance office because high school was finishing and where everybody was graduating. And they had to put me in some mechanic program because I just didn't have, I just couldn't do, I just not smart enough to be in school, right? So they put me in a mechanical cooperative program, right? So there was my file on the desk. So I grabbed my permanent file and I looked at it. On the right, it said, let me see if I remember what it said. Skill level, average. And then it said something else. Not IQ, it said something else. Intelligence, and it says mildly, and it actually said mildly retarded on my file when I looked at it. And there was a picture of me from grade 9 because I was already in grade 12. Yeah, it said skill level average, I think it was, and then it was intelligence mildly retarded. And then it said I had a grade 6 or grade 7 reading level. So I'm what you call an alphabet. Can you talk about trailer park home housing getting expensive? Even Network 126 is hurting since RV rent is going up like crazy. I don't know much about trailer park home prices. I know that I'm seeing a lot of homes that are under $50,000 in the United States popping up every couple of hours. A couple of hundred properties are popping up on Zillow under 50,000, detached home, not this bullshit condo shit and this bullshit townhome shit and duplex shit. I'm talking about full homes, detached, 50 large, and I'm finding thousands of them. I went today and checked. There was about 790 new listings overnight. So 50 large. That doesn't buy you a parking spot anywhere in Canada. Zuzu is saying people have to stop call it French because it's a completely different language. No rent 3 years feels good. I have to be able to do it all if you think it's gonna lead to people through this mess. My uncle's renting a trailer for $110 a month. Yeah, seems about right. Guys, we have a lot of blocked comments here. I don't know why I'm getting so many blocked comments here. There's like 13 blocked comments. I can't read them. Yeah, a lot of trailer park owners go up 500% when new owners take over the park. Do you still have your core? Yeah, I still have the Red Dragon. It's basically, it's a fine-tuned running car. It's one of the finest running cars I own that gets me to point A to point B without any problems. Why is there a delay? I don't know. Are you guys getting like a long distance delay where I'm saying something and then you hear it back 3 times? YouTube blocks a lot nowadays. No, Curtis, I could see you. They have me shadow banned a lot on other accounts. Not sure about this one. No, Chris, I could see you because I am shadow banned. Oh, David's in the house from Maple Ditch. How you doing, buddy? I need to get out of here. Yeah, no, I know where you are, and you got to get out of Maple Ditch. Tomorrow, guys, I'll make a video showing 10,000 homes in the United States under 50 grand. Detached, not in ghettos. Some of them 20 acres, 15 acres. Because when incomes and wages are tied to real estate, housing reflects what people are making. In Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom, and the blue states of America, when wages are tied to money laundering, that's why you can't eat today. Because of money laundering. That Forex shit, was that Forex? Money laundering. Ukraine, money laundering. Why do you think you're in this mess? Money laundering. Because criminals want to wash their money in your real estate. Am I still in the chat, Mike? Yes, David, you are here. Yeah, 50 large in Canada is groceries and bills for a year now, yeah. That's what I'm asking, LOL. So, whoa. So, what was that? Whoa. So when the F-16s go to Ukraine, Russia's will declare it a nuclear threat. Yeah. Hey, Mike, have you thought about moving to Portugal? Been hearing it's popular with expats and cost of living is lower. Yeah, I might go to the Azores. We got Thought 42 in the house. Live Your Life is saying, Osan Bar says that the Ukraine, she knows the real truth. Money laundering and sacrificing the next generation's future's ability to even own a home. Sheridan, we're past owning a home, buddy. That's gone now. I was warning people, so don't think, oh, Mike moved to a small town and bought a family a home, and now he's settled down in a house that he paid $260 for. Oh, why didn't he warn anybody? I got 30 videos telling people to get out of Sydney, get out of Toronto, get out of Vancouver now. I'm done with Vancouver. I'm moving to Merritt. I've made so many videos telling people, get the hell out of here. Get out of the cities by 2020. I have a video up that says, get out of the city by 2020. Get out of your city by 2020 or you'll regret it. Have you finished your house in the Philippines? Yeah, the $6,000 house we were building is done. Poured concrete, metal roof. All the rooms are divided, and we put ceramic flooring. $6,000. Go to my channel that you're on. Go to my playlist and go to my 6K Filipino house and go see the $6,000 house. 6 large American. Poured concrete and rebarb, not this plywood shit with 2x4s and drywall. Get out of Vancouver in 2000. We got out of Vancouver, so we got out of Vancouver in 2000. This is WT. You could get a place for 5 to 10K in southern Illinois. Own home. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. House and car insurance is high. Yeah, everything is. 50 large in the USA housing. It's probably the worst neighborhood in the USA and have no job opportunities. See, that's what Americans think. Imagine a $1.6 million house in Canada outside of a city with no opportunity. Americans don't see that. Americans say, oh, that $50,000 house is so far out of the city. People are commuting 2 to 3 hours to go to Vancouver or Toronto or Calgary or whatever, 3 hours for a $1.6 million house that they could buy in America for 50 grand and commute half the time. They don't get it. People in Canada would go to the end of the Arctic if they have to buy a house for 50 large. Canada's done. Yes, thank you. $150 for 6-month liability in Southern Illinois. I left Milwaukee Wisconsin, after 56 years, 5 years ago, Jesus told me to leave. I don't know why. Good. Says sick of it. Do what the Lord says, or do what the Lord, just follow. What do you think, Abraham? The one God theory. Remember Abraham? He was told to go west, right? He was in Turkey, what is now considered Turkey, and he went to Israel, right, with his son. A house in my neighborhood now this little thing here is like these homes here, like 790, 850 for a house. I paid 260 when I was warning people to get the hell out of the city. And everyone says, oh, there's no money in that town, it's a poor town. I opened my store. Mind you, everyone in town hates me for opening a business here. But still, I managed to get people from other cities to come and shop at my store. Which, it took a while, but we got there. Like, we finally got. Like, I'm like in town. I'm considered like a dirty dog, snake in the ground person here in town. Because I opened a business, and the president of the Community Futures didn't want me to open the business because it was similar to his in town, and then it was a big problem. And then from there it went on to making entire websites calling me the merit molester, and how the stuff I did to children when I was in Vancouver and had to come here and hide, and I have my face on social media 24/7, right? But anyways, it's disgusting what all these years, and I still get the finger from this guy every time. Gives my wife the finger every time he sees her. It's disgusting. And they rallied people in town to hate on me. We have like a grapevine page where the whole community goes on there on Facebook, and unfortunately I'm banned from there, so I can't post my business. But a customer took a selfie inside my store and posted it on that grapevine thing in Merritt, and he got banned for posting a picture of my store on there. Because he can't. Because I'm just a terrible person for opening a business. All right. Somebody asked me here, how many people live in Merritt? They claim 7,000. How many Europeans live in Merritt? Ooh, a lot of the Europeans have died off here. A majority of the Europeans that built this is all built by Dutch. Don't get confused with Portuguese. Dutch, Danish immigrants built this town, farming. A lot of them were just pushed out or died off, and there's not a lot of Europeans. And I think in my town here, I think maybe we have 25, 30 Europeans that I know of, maybe 10, maybe 5. Yeah, but if the infrastructure goes down, it's like, who do you call, right? Like, if you go to Kitimat, BC is a port town in BC. Look it up on the map. If you go to the high school yearbooks of that town from the 80s and 70s and up into the 90s, every last name is almost Portuguese. Every last name is almost. The Portuguese were brought there to build that city. Just like they commissioned 40,000 Portuguese to build Hawaii back in 1962, right? Bermuda is predominantly Portuguese today because it was built by them. If you go to Bermuda, there's Portuguese everywhere because they built that infrastructure. Someone says, Lisa, what's this stuff about children? There better be lies. Oh, it's all lies. I have a wife and 3 kids. They made several websites about me, calling me the merit molester. Then it became the merit rapist. And it was just one thing after another for opening a business in town. And it's disgusting. It pisses me off. And if I knew this, it was going to be like this, and I was going to go through hell for opening a business in a town with 2 stoplights, I would have just stayed home. I would have found something. I would have done underwriting or doing something from home, and that's it, man. I would have been done with it. Yeah, F that fake news. I made videos about it. Remember I showed you guys the websites? Slander Mikey. You could sue. No money. Already checked. The guy that's giving you brief is always not Dutch. That's why the the Aka house looks like Sweden. Yeah, a lot of the, if you go to the Colchina Hotel, it was built by the Dutch. A lot of the areas, like the buildings here, were Dutch built. What do you think the percentage of residents in your town are that are juiced? About 93%, 95 maybe. Yes, the guy is an envious loser, big time. Go to my merit harassment series. Go on this channel if you're bored and watch the merit harassment series. Entire fake accounts were made to punish me and my business and write bad reviews and make up stuff that's not true. The grocery bill is more than my electric bill. Yep. Move out here to Australian bush. You know what, Bulls Nuts? I'll tell you a little secret. When I was living in Miami, they wouldn't give me citizenship. I got a corporate. I told you guys this many times. I got a corporation to sponsor me. I was there 5 years, and the whole 9 yards. And I did everything by the book. I paid a lawyer thousands of dollars, and they wouldn't. I didn't want citizenship. I just wanted a green card so I'm allowed to work in America. That's all I wanted. My dream was to be an American. My whole life, I always wanted to be American. And my 5th year in Miami, I'm realizing, look, they're not going to give me citizenship. They're actually now threatening to arrest me and put me on a bus and literally deport me back to Canada. So I have no criminal background. I've never done anything in my life. I've never been anything. And so what I did was I actually applied at liveinaustralia.com. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I wanted to move to Darwin, Australia, because I looked at the weather. It was good all year, and it looked like something different and a new adventure. And I wanted to move to Darwin, and I applied for that, and they declined me. If they approved me, then I would have moved to Darwin from Miami instead of coming to Vancouver, right? Marnie's saying I keep forgetting. Oh, I don't really do Wednesday night shows. I just felt like just coming on and talking to you guys. Come to New Brunswick. I'll never go back to BC. Come to New Brunswick. I'll never go back to BC. I'm happy being a Canadian until Trudeau opened my eyes about this country. No good, not Darwin. I know it's not the best place on earth, but since countries are repatriating repatriating their gold, do you think it's a good time to buy some? Buddy, I've been telling people 10 years, buy gold and silver, stack. If you could afford 7 to 10% a week from your pay, you pay 30% in tax. If you could afford 7 to 8% a week in gold and silver, that's a good thing. So we got Tiggy Cats in the house. What's up? Hi, who goes there? Says Chris Curtis. Hello out there from all of us in the forest of central Wisconsin. Good evening, anyone. Good evening, everyone. Hey, John, what's up? I was told there's no beautiful women in New Brunswick anymore. Mike Martin, wife have a greater chance to get USA citizenship since she is from the Philippines. Yeah, she would. She would have a better, yeah. Mike, you heard about Filipinos are running out of workers in their own country, like nurses and skilled workers. Too many are overseas in Western countries. Wow. Says Link. Yeah. So, Huron Musa. I love Huron Musa, and I'll tell you why. Huron Musa, I would send him a link once in a while. Like if you go on my Twitter, I would post something, and I get a lot of attacks from a lot of leftists. A lot of attacks. And sometimes I would send a link to Huron Musa, and he'd go in there like a dog, like what's his name? Dr. Mysterio. He'd go in there like in there and then start breaking people down, like in a way, like it's kind of cool that we have a community that we know each other, you know what I'm saying? The Vancouver Olympics was when I last felt Canada plus the Freedom Convoy. Yeah, the Toronto Olympics was bad. Oh, shit, the guy's playing music. I hope it doesn't flag I might get my video flagged, guys. The guy's playing gangster rap next door. Okay, I don't know if I should go inside. Yeah, I don't know if you guys we can't hear it. You can't hear it? I love those gangster rap guys. Like not the rappers. The people that play the gangster rap music. A majority of them are white people and they're wearing New York on their hat. I go up to them and say, "Here, I'll give you $100. $100 if you tell me what the capital of New York is." You're wearing a hat that says New York. Oh, it's New York City. No, I'll give you another try. They don't know. I'll give you $100 if you can name 3 cities in New York. $100. I don't know. You're wearing a hat that says New York and you can't name 3 cities in that state? You can't name Rochester? You can't name Buffalo? You can't name Syracuse? You can't name Albany? You can't name what in your with your gangster rap and you have New York on your hat? Yeah. Yeah, Yonkers. It's stupid. It's just stupidity. Like you want to represent a city or a brand, right? I was born in New York City too. Albany, Buffalo, Syracuse. Yeah. Yeah, Albany is the capital of New York. But you go up to these people and like, "Hey man, I know you're cool, man. Listen, give you $100. Even in Canada, will suffer their life to buy a $50,000 house in a war zone. I'm not talking about buying a house there. I'm talking about rural areas just outside of cities. I'm talking about buying a house in Chicago. I'm talking about buying a house in rural Alabama, rural Florida, rural off an interstate. What do you think I live here? I live 250 miles from the next major city. To Vancouver's 200 miles, 250 miles. Where do you think I'm living? There's my sun setting right there, folks. There's my sun setting. Yeah, hi guys. Love and prayers from Queensland, Australia. Distractions everywhere now. That's right, D. You know it. Freaking posers, Mike. Posers. You got to go over and show them, guys, what New York means. No, it's not the 1980s or 90s anymore. Those days are over. I got Lord Humongous on in the house saying, "What? Wow, your sun's still up. It's 9 p.m. in your Canada." Yeah, I don't know what time it is. Don't ask me. Best rap song of all time. Kamloops, Not Far Away. Yeah, I mean major with an well, Kamloops does have an international, does it? Something with an international airport, international rail, international, like to get you, like I'm talking about like major city, million plus. Because when you're in, let's say you're in Macon, Georgia, you buy a house in rural Macon, Georgia for 70 grand, a good one. You're in Macon, you're 3 hours from Atlanta, you're 5 hours from Miami, you're 2 hours from Orlando. You're 3 hours from Tampa. You're 3.5 hours from Daytona, right? You could go all the way to like in Pensacola in 3-4 hours. You actually have options. Here, it's Vancouver. I don't have any other options like you guys do. In the States, people need to understand how good the infrastructure and how good. I lived in Florida for 5 years. I put 36, maybe 37, 40,000 miles on a Hayabusa motorcycle with no helmet on, all over Florida. Just Florida alone. Yeah, everything is cheaper outside most cities in the US. That's exactly what it is. because wages and incomes are tied to real estate prices. What low roller scratcher doesn't understand, I'm 3 hours out of a major city, okay? These houses here are 800 large. 3 hours outside of 3 hours radius outside of an American city, you're looking at peanuts, 50, 60 grand. We got Cheryl in the house. And I'm going to make a video tomorrow for you to show you guys 6,000 homes under 50 grand in America. And no, not in Chicago. Yeah, I liked Macon, Georgia when I was in Macon. A girl I knew in Chilliwack told me some dude asked her to show him his map where to go in such place. And then he got behind her and tried to push her into the car. He was an immigrant from Africa. Oh, that's happening all over Europe. Lord, you have to have money or something else. Sorry, my phone is going haywire. Come on, Cheryl. What's going on? Nice sunset behind you, Mike. I know, look at that. Sun is shining. Weather is sweet. Make you wanna move your dancing feet. When the morning gathers the rainbow, which is the reason why Sound of Freedom is doing well. Chris, go to Rumble. We covered Sound of Freedom a day or two ago on our live stream. We had call-ins. We played the trailer. We talked about it a bit. And that we talked about that big Guillain-Barré outbreak in Peru, that they actually had a national emergency. National emergency in Peru. The government, the president, enabled a national emergency across the country because Guillain-Barré is building up all over the place there, and hospitals are filling up. Cheryl is saying sorry. Don't be sorry. Lord, now where to run? I will check that later on Rumble. Yeah, check it out. It's a good show. Maybe I don't want to be a Rumble hero because then they're probably going to make me say certain things or I can't do certain things. And I just want to be free, right? And I want you guys to call in and be free. I want everyone that's on this damn chat. Lord Humongous has called into the show. I've been asking Lord Roller Scratcher to call into the show like 50 times. He never does. What national emergency in Peru? Tiggy, go to Rumble. Type in Mike in the Night. See if I come up. Go to the last episode on the Mike Martin's channel. I can't talk about it here, unfortunately. That's why no one's heard about it. It's because I have to go hide on a platform that's not shareable. You know what I mean? When my parents bought their what is this? Bought their house in 1968, they paid 13 large. Now it's worth over 300,000, and that's 20 minutes outside of Hartford, Connecticut. And 300 large outside of Hartford, Connecticut is a lot of money to be paying for a house out there. 20 minutes outside of Hartford, Connecticut should be 140 grand, not 300 large. Bro, I'm paying $2,800 in rent a month for a 550 square foot apartment, and it's not in a nice side of town in my neighborhood. A house with no front windows is worth $1.2 million. 2014, it was 400 large. See, Sheridan, Low Roller Scratcher has no clue. He's in the States, but he has no clue. He doesn't get how good they have it. $2,800 a month rent on a $50,000 mortgage with zero down in one of the homes I'll show you guys in the video. I'll show you 6,000 homes for $50,000 or less in the United States in a decent area with land, and you could homestead. $2,800. Okay, maybe let's say 4,000 will service your mortgage for the whole year. Mortgage, and that includes property tax. You can retire in Thailand when you turn 50 years. Boom, New Zealand and Aussie sucks done. I'm still waiting for my NFT Windfall says Grindhouse Cartoons. That's artbydano.com. Game over. Game over. Real estate collapse is accelerating. Yeah, it is. You know, I get a lot of people saying, hey, we should move down to America. It doesn't work like that. If you're like a Catholic, European, it's not easy to move just to move to the United States. They wanted to put me on a bus in Florida and deport me back to Canada. And I was going to lose all my stuff. So either I leave America and take my stuff or get deported back on a bus. So they wouldn't give me a green card. And then people, well, you should have got a company. I did get a big corporation to sponsor me. So we've talked, and we are blessed to get under the wire with our property in Pritchard. Talk it back. No winners. Powerball tonight. It's 825 million bucks. Georgia is riddled with meth. The last time I went down there a few years back, I swore I'd never go back. Somewhere to hide, says WT. Man, I just wish Americans knew, man. And that's why I keep calling it Amerifornia is coming. Where it's like California, where all of America becomes Amerifornia. 7-8 layers of government, human feces everywhere. And I really feel for the Americans. I wish they knew the tsunami that's coming their way. And then you have a bunch of states like Western Canada. Someone told me, Mike, what about Western Canada seceding from the rest of Canada? No, that's going to be racist. Because when you secede, look what happened to when they formed the Confederacy. The Confederacy was sick and tired of paying money to the Crown of England, right? So they wanted to secede from the North. They created their own. It wasn't about freeing slaves. It was about not being part of the North and being part of Europe. And Europe was brewing World War I, and they needed a unified America to kick off World War I. Gold and silver coin. Most of us broadcasters have Netwell transmitters made in Nova Scotia. Mike, I went to Rumble but can't find the feed. Of course you can't find it. That's the problem. Like, I had a guy come in my store with a tablet. I told him to follow me on Rumble because he misses Mike in the Night. Because he says, I don't see you on YouTube doing Mike in the Night anymore. I was watching you since 2016. And then they kicked you off because of the whole thing. And I'm like, yeah, because we had callers calling in and telling the truth, right? So, yeah, you have to go to Rumble, type in Mike Martin's Mike in the Night. It's so hard for me to come up. But when you go on Rumble, you see the Rumble Heroes with 30,000 people watching. Never existed before COVID. Woo! Yeah, I noticed that too. Rumble does censor. Oh, big time. I'm still not convinced that Putin is not a WEF pawn, though. They all behind the scenes do talk, right? Can't even secede from phony royal monarchy. Yeah, Canada. Yeah, Canada can't even secede from the phony monarchy. We're still paying to the crown here, and that's why the Confederacy was formed, because they were just tired of the North. It wasn't about slavery. It never had nothing to do about slavery until the end, when they had to find a reason why. Okay, Marnie says, I'm subscribed and went to your page. Thank you. I'm going to call in for the first time, but I'm like that Aussie guy. It's hard to take about this stuff. You have a talent for it. Okay. Haran Musa, you have to. Haran, guys, join us on me, Haran, Dr. Mysterio. We're all on Twitter if you want to join us. And just message me on Twitter saying, hey, Mike, I know you, whatever. I'll follow you back. And then we'll talk. Yeah, don't worry about it, buddy. Of course, I would warn them to get out the kids and non-combats out first. How do we subscribe? Oh, you just got to go over to Rumble. I can't actually, can I type in something here? Yeah, it doesn't let me type in live with you guys. Go to rumble.com. And you know what? You want to piss off Rumble? Just subscribe to me. They'll piss them off. Because you're coming over, you subscribe to me, and then they're going to want you to follow the Rumble heroes. Don't follow nobody on there. I'm here for Mike Martin. Screw you, Rumble. Piss them off. Live Your Life says, I subscribe. Thank you, Live Your Life. You can watch the last Mike in the Night. I think it was episode 512 or 13. Twitter, okay, Mike Martins. Yeah, you'll see me on Twitter. That Twitter's nice, man. It's still open, kind of open right now, so everyone's posting all the stuff they need to post on there, you know? Oh, Low Roller Scratcher just put it right here. Mike Martin's Rumble. There it is. Channel is. Let me see if I could pin this. Yeah, it's not letting me pin it. There's Low Roller Scratcher. Put that in every 5 minutes. How high do you think interest rates are going? Well, to properly curb against the double-digit inflation, I'm seeing the banks are going to have to go to about 8. They're going to have to go to about 8. The overnight rate. Sorry. The overnight rate needs to go to about 7, 8, and then the banks need to go to about 10, 11, maybe 12 or 13 if they want to fix this problem. Canada says they got inflation down to 2.5 or 3%. Right there. A lot of companies are buying Bitcoin. Mike, how will the WEF, Rome Club, Bilderberg, and Davos Group transfer the global monetary power and growth to Eastern nations like BRICS nations who plan to have commodities backed by economies? Wouldn't? Okay, Harry, this channel you're on right now. When I terminate this transmission, stay on my channel. You'll see a video I made called BRICS Nations. Where did they come from? Or BRICS Nations. You'll see a map. Watch that video. Because the whole BRICS Nations thing was already done in 1600. Already connected, interconnected, between all continents, under one unified gold-backed currency. You'll see it. I have it there in 1600. Mortgage payments up 65% on up 65 on variable. You sold all your Magic the Gathering box since they found the 1-in-1 rings. No, I still have some. I still sell it through. It sells slowly. Like people still, there's still the serial numbered cards of 10, 9, 8. There's still a lot of cards to find still. In the 80s, mortgage rates were 20%. No, you know, it depends where you were. In Canada, I think mortgages went up to 16 or 18%. And I think when Ronald Reagan had to raise interest rates to save the country, I think he got mortgage rates up to, I think it was 17%. And literally, when it reached 17%, overnight, the economy started to literally rebuild. Because you're taking off the bad debt, right? Once the bad debt goes and defaults, you start to see a more factual economy. You start to see a more factual pricing on things. Yeah, Lord Humongous has it right. Trust no data or statistics from media experts or government liars. Olympics LOLs, says Lord Humongous. I found your live stream from 2 days ago. It's up there. Okay, thank you, Chad. Well, if it's, I can't read that. Hasenbergendorf. Yeah, call into the show, please. Call into the show. And because I am a Portuguese, everyone that sounds or everyone gets a nickname, right? I gave Dr. Mysterio his nickname. I gave a lot of people their nicknames. And I don't know what it is, but in our culture, everybody creates a nickname for somebody that they like or want to be, or they feel. I don't know what it is. Like when I was growing up, I was given a pile of nicknames, but this way it protects you as a person from, I guess, not being, getting in trouble for calling into the show. I know someone that lost their job in Australia in the real estate sector because they called into my show when I was doing trends in the housing market. Don't trust anything digital. The news. Lie. We still have low inventory of houses, which puts pressure on higher prices. Oh, and the problem is that they're not factoring in the empty homes, right? Like I'm thinking, like 3 to 5 out of 10 properties or dwellings in Canada are empty. There's entire. My wife is on vacation in Vancouver with the kids. I'm gonna go pick her up in a few days. And she's telling me there's entire empty, complete condo towers. Entirely. And they have one security downstairs. And she's telling me they're completely abandoned. So when you start factoring in all the empty homes, you'll see there's no supply shortage. It's just there is an empty home shortage. And Owen, you know as well as I do. You know as well as I do that we have an empty home shortage, and that's propping up prices and driving up the price of real estate. You know this, man. Marnie, Marnie, your nickname is Care Bear. Anyways, it was 16%. Hold on, it was 16%. I remember my parents. Yeah, 16 points. I think it was 17, and I don't know. If there are empty houses, should homeless people live in all? I remember covering this 3 years ago. Hear me out, okay? For every one homeless person in LA County, one homeless person, there's 4 empty homes or apartments or mixed. So every one homeless person in LA County, there's 4 empty units. And I'm not saying give the homeless people a free house. No. Because there's 4 empty units for every one homeless person in LA County. You can look this up if you like. If you think I'm making this stuff up. Then that means there is an artificial shortage. And if there's an artificial shortage, that means prices are going through the roof, right? And how are these homes being purchased and left empty? Through fentanyl that's being processed in Chinese factories in the Guan province by the Chinese Communist Party, being brought over. Fentanyl is distributed through North America, and the proceeds get re-laundered or re-put into Canadian real estate. And California, I think, has a law: if you bring in cash, no questions asked, no questions, no debate. We won't ask. Canada has the Vancouver model, where you can bring in laundered money and no one's going to ask you any questions at all. I know I have an empty house situation, but how do we get those houses on the market? Well, you have to do what France did. They imposed a vacant home tax. They raised it 60%. Look up because I know a lot of you is on the computers. Look up vacant home tax in Paris, 60%, I think it is, and that fixed their vacant home problem almost overnight. That is pretty much happened with FTX. Yeah, it's all money laundering, man. Yes, central bankers lie. I know, Lord Humongous. I know. Hey, Mike, great to see you on. You are spot on. 60%. Thanks, Dirk Zink. Empty homes will start to rot. Yeah, they're rotting everywhere. My wife's doing a good reconnaissance of Vancouver, and she's going up the old streets we used to live in, like a little bit outside the city, into like side streets like this. and it's all empty homes. She says there's one house that has Chinese New Year ornaments from 2006. Like 2006. Happy New Year, Chinese New Year. From 2000, and it's all faded from the sun, and the fence is falling over. Ban foreign investors and companies from buying homes. Yeah, that's the thing. If Canada actually, no, you don't have to ban foreign investors. If they put up the Money Laundering Act and actually follow it and stop. If I launder money in Canada as a Portuguese, they'll deport my ass tomorrow. And I'll be on the front page saying money laundering in Canada, and they'll put me, my picture there, showing, oh, I thought it was only Chinese people that launder money. No, Chinese people are the only ones that can launder money and not have any problems. Portuguese, you're on a plane in handcuffs to Portugal. You know what I'm saying? No, Chinese don't live. The homes are empty. Yep, Sheridan Forbes is one of our scouts for Mike in the Night, and he's saying there's thousands of empty condos in downtown Toronto by Lakeshore. I'm telling you, 4 out of 10 homes are empty, man. Dwellings. Why would I sit here and lie to you about this? What am I going to gain? Higher interest rates have caused home starts permits to slow down as well, contributing to the shortage of housing and inventory. Yeah, Owen, that's right, and that's why we've been saying they need to raise rates to hedge against inflation. Or by 2022, I said, we won't be able to buy food. And we're here now, right? If there was a way that the Money Laundering Act could have been implemented and followed in Canada, and not just against Europeans, but actually against people that are laundering money. You know how many billions of dollars was laundered through Canadian universities? You know, somebody almost killed me or threatened to kill me because I was exposing in 2014 that Chinese money launderers were laundering money into Canadian universities. They would pay for the course, the most expensive course, and they would enroll 10 children into the course, 10 students. And then before the course took off or went, they got a refund. But the university gets to keep 10% of the money. So they'd go into the university and they'd pay in cash. Okay? They'd pay in cash. And then what would happen is they get back a check from the university of 90% refund because they canceled the course, but they get 90% back, and then they have clean money. They've laundered billions of dollars through Canadian universities like that. Billions. Right? They can't hedge against inflation, Mike. Too much debt. Yeah, the only way that the mega bubble is too large. The only way the red states of America may be able to be okay because people didn't pay $3 million for a house that you could buy for 40 grand. Here up in Canada, people are paying $1.7 million for a house that you could buy in a good part of St. Louis, let's say, for $240. So that's the problem we're having here in Canada. We've been having for the last 15 years here. Yeah, if we can't buy, Dirk Zig says, if we can't buy food, Trudeau will say there's a surplus of food, and he would send to Ukraine $10 billion. That's right. I know that rising rates will make it worse, but it will kill the bad debt. All the bubbles will start to pop, right? Yeah, it will make it worse, but once the bad debt's off the table, then we have something to work with, right? Something more reasonable, right? Like if they brought rates to 19%, you would see pretty much overnight everything change, right? They should have raised rates back in 2010 when they should have. They should have done it in 2010. Noticeable shortages just costs an Aussie, says A. Nothing in St. Louis is worth 50K. We have more people coming in every year then we build homes. We have a society where debtors are winners and savers are losers. That's why that's no way to run a stable society. Interest rates need to go way up. You see, this is how good Americans have it. Canada is Florida. Am I losing my nut? Canada is Florida. And I'll explain to you why. Miami, Toronto. Fort Lauderdale, Vancouver. West Palm Beach, Calgary. Right? That's just South Florida. Right? Orlando, Edmonton. Right? Tampa Bay would be Winnipeg. Florida has more infrastructure, highways, and cities, and population, and dwellings, and everything than all of Canada does. Just Florida. And in between inner cities between the major cities in Florida. So Merritt would be like a little town in Florida. We find tons of those towns. Yeah, Florida's overvalued swamp. I'm not saying, what I'm explaining to you guys is just in the state of Florida, there's more infrastructure than all of Canada. And it's reasonable to live. You don't have to spend a gazillion dollars. I lived there for 5 years. I wanted to be an American so bad, you have no idea. Yeah, unless Canadian people move into frozen tundra in northern Canada to get cheaper houses. No, you go up to Whitehorse, up into the Yukon Territory. A house starts at 400 grand still. 400 large. And you got 9 months of cold. They aren't even insuring homes in Florida. Yeah, but Lord Humongous, if you pay 70 grand for a homesteader house, why would you want to pay 3 grand a year in insurance for anyway? Just rebuild it. Why? Like, why? It makes no sense. So, I have to insure my house because if I lose, I lose everything. I lose everything I have. What part of Canada is Kingsland? I don't know, James. I've driven across Canada a few times, like literally on the Trans Canada. I don't remember all the places. New York is empty. They'll move to Florida Pit. Insurance is a scam. I live in Florida. I can verify everything Mike said. I bought a waterfront for 100 large, says Dirk Zink. Low Roller Scratcher keeps cut and pasting something here. Bad people have real estate license, have a lot of empty houses. It's not just Chinese. White, black, and other are doing the same thing. Hey, Low Roller Scratcher, can you please paste my Rumble link in the live chat so we could get people to go over to Mike in the Night on Saturday? It's so expensive living in the north. Everything is flown or trucked in. Yeah, that's right, Gordy, if you're living in the north. Yes, D-Man, I'm live. How you doing, buddy? Insurance is a scam. Yeah, it's still... Did the sun set? There's the sun right... Oh, no, that's a stupid lamppost. I'm sorry, I thought that was the sun still. Most Canadians live within 150 kilometers of the U.S. border. That's correct. There's the Mike Martin's channel if you guys want to go there and subscribe to me on Rumble. Because people all the time email me, yo, I haven't seen Mike in the Night. Are you still alive? I'm like, we've been doing it. We had to run off to Odyssey after we got banned on Rumble and put all our episodes on Odyssey too. If we get banned off both platforms, right? Just looking around suspiciously. Mike, I got your message about Rumble, says Dirk Zink. Oh no, I was just telling other people. I was telling other people about Rumble, that's all. I paid $3 for $3 for one tomato in Yukon back in 1992. Yeah, the further north you go, everything needs to be flown in. Yeah, Sunset's gone. That's a lamp. And it's not purple. I bet a underground grow house would be big money maker in Canada. Fresh produce a year round. Yeah. Yeah, Owen is sharing the Rumble channel too. I gotta get Owen back on the show. I haven't talked to him in a bit, man. Actually, I spoke to him a few months ago. He called my store. Well, he called me when I was at the store. Yeah, I've reached out. Most of the people in this chat I've already reached out or spoken to in person, or on the phone, or I've met Owen in person too. I think 2 times in person. And Owen lives 5,000 kilometers from me too. 10 p.m. and you can still see the blue sky. There's the blue sky. There is a blue sky. Yep, says Owen. Oh man. Yeah. There's a little bit of noise. I don't know what it is. It's coming from way over there in the town. Here, let me give you guys a little bit of a... See, there's a... The downtown's right there. You see right there? That stupid lamp is let me see if I can zoom this in. That's downtown Merritt. Right there. You could see some lights over there. Right there, you can see some lights. And up there is where the mill is. This is my cul-de-sac, folks. That's my cul-de-sac. How close are you to the U.S. border? If you win a Powerball jackpot so you can buy U.S. citizenship, I'm like 3 hours from the, maybe 2.5 hours from the border. No, there's one club downtown, the Coldwater, and my store is in town. There's a few things to do in town. If you like mountain biking, there's like a gazillion trails here. If you like camping, outdoors, hiking, hunting, if you want to hunt with a crossbow or whatever, this is it. This is like in the mountains. Mike, today YouTube sent me a message about you on Rumble on YouTube. I wish YouTube would become good instead of evil. They are not blocking you anymore. Today, what did that say? YouTube sent me a message about you on Rumble on YouTube. Okay. You Canadians need to fight against the Crown land to become an independent country. Yes, Lord Humongous. 1 gazillion %. Are you going to come back on Mike in the Night? It's been like 5 weeks. Marnie's saying beautiful view. Cross-country skiing. I don't know about cross-country skiing because it's all mountainous region here, right? There may be cross-country areas you could find, but... Yeah, Crown land. New Zealand has Crown land. Australia has Crown land, right? And that's why America gained independence in 1777, was to get out of this shit. The only thing in Canada is lottery and casino is tax-free now. You all got those mountain lions and bears. Definitely wouldn't go without some weapon or mace. Yeah. No, behind me, because the sun's set there, that's the west. So if you go straight across this way, you hit Japan. And if you go this way, like this way, I mean, you will hit Calgary, and if you go this way, you'll hit Washington State, and if you go this way, you end up hitting. If you go that way straight, you end up hitting Alaska, like really far. Yeah. All right. Who else is here? I think there'll be a shift soon. I can't wait until the truth about the BRF comes out. England, and particularly Bank of England, is behind a lot of this. Yes, that's why when Abraham Lincoln got assassinated after the Civil War, it wasn't because he won the war. He was assassinated because the crown wasn't getting their money, right? He created the Yankee Greenback, which cut the British crown out of their money. And after he was assassinated, there was this big thing in England, a big article that said, thank God he's dead because he wasn't paying the crown and creating his own currency. What does he think he's doing? He needs to create a currency to pay his taxes to the crown. And that's why when they formed the Confederacy in the South, it was considered going against the crown because they created their own currency and they created independence from the crown, right? I was very late arriving tonight. Did Mike talk about the scheduled Northern Lights tomorrow night? No, Marnie, I didn't even know about that. Well, I know it now. You have to go to the Yukon or the territories. We should get Mario Maneko some financial truth, says Dirk Zink. Yeah, I messaged him a while back, but he never got back to me. All wars are bankers' wars, that's right. Did you ever see 24-hour sunlight in your life? No. But I could tell you right now that in the next... What time is it? What time? It's 10:07. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. In 7 hours, the sun will be coming up again. So August says, I'd love to come on your show. Just don't know what I'd say or have to offer. What are you talking about? If you're alive and you've lived, let's say, the last 20, 30, 40 years on this earth, you have a story. You have experience. You know things. Of course you have something to offer. Everybody has something to offer. No, I don't think I can't see the Northern Lights. If there was a way to see it, I couldn't because I'm surrounded by mountains, right? So unfortunately, maybe on higher ground, maybe if I was on top of one of the mountains, I may be able. Everybody has a story to offer. Everybody has a life experience. Do you think you're watching this? Hey, Next Journey's in the house. Do you think you're watching this because by chance you saw me and see what Mike... No, there's a reason why you're watching this, and there's a reason why you're commenting, and there's a reason why our lives have intersected. I'm intersecting with your life right now. There's a reason for it. It's not by chance. You're not watching this transmission right now by chance. It's because there's a reason for you to be here, and there's a reason for you to comment, and there's a reason for you to hear what I'm saying and what others are saying in the comments. Nothing's by chance. They are supposed to be visible all the way down to Wyoming. Whoa. PSYOP 99%. We are freedom warriors, says 1,000 silver. I like how you think, says GG Glaw 42. Lord Humongous has 50 cents to his name. Let me go see if anyone donated or sent me anything on PayPal. I'll send it to you right away. Next Journey in the house. Yeah, I feel bad for Walking Journey. His channel got terminated And he was going into hospitals, exposing all the empty hospitals all over Texas. And he was actually doing some really walking journey as a true patriot, a true American, 100%. And his channel got taken down. He's on Rumble too, guys, the next journey. I think it's the walking journey or the next journey on Rumble. Anthony, put the link to your Rumble channel and so people could subscribe to you there. Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason for absolutely everything that happens. You intersect with a lot of people. You purposely intersect with people. Nothing is by chance, folks. I'm sorry. YouTube is Google owned, that's correct. Yeah, you know, the Amero, any chance of Canada and the United States to be one country? If Europe falls and England falls, that would be a good opportunity for America to take Canada. I would, if I was America. If I mean, I wouldn't want Joe Biden in office. I would prefer to have like DeSantis or anybody else that, you know, that could lie, not even lie better, but actually fill the script better. You know what I'm saying? Instead of watching this bizarroness, and I don't want to go into that so I don't get my channel banned. You know what I'm talking about. I've been longing for an American takeover for years, folks. Like if there was something happening and there was some sort of scrimmage between the Americans, I'd fight for the American side, 100%. I would fight for the American side, 100%. If we could instill the Constitution here, I would fight for that Constitution in Canada, if I had to. The government, DPNY, like me and the police. I don't know how you guys pump out so much content. England's going down. DeSantis is a scam. Yeah, but he plays a better part next journey. It's way better than Biden. I even think DeSantis speaks Spanish too. Yes, I think you are. Yes, Mike, you are 100%. I am finding all kinds of wisdom, and we are connected, all of us. Every single one of us. Oh, we're all connected in a way. We all give out a frequency. Every single one of us. Canadians need to take Canada just like America did take America. Yeah, take America in 1776. It's got to be by the people, man. The founding fathers knew the corruption in Europe and how, and that's why to this day one of my greatest American heroes is Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson is by far one of my American heroes because he fought the banking system from England and the Red Shield. He spent his entire administration fighting off the Red Shield to free Americans. Old Hickory, Andrew Jackson. That's my hero. He's on the American $20 bill until it becomes racist. Get ready for living in the bush. Bottom line, the meek shall inherit the earth. Research the Hopi prophecy. Yes, I have already read several manuscripts in books of the Hopis. And the Hopis were very... the Hopis would be like more like the Jehovah's Witness of the end of the world. The Hopis created a timeline where they believed that the world will end anywhere between 2012 and 2060. You have an IQ of a potato if you still believe political solutions. No, not political solutions. not political solutions. Politics is all bullshit. But a good, true, instilled democracy by the people, for the people. Like Andrew Jackson said, governments, people should never fear their governments, but governments should fear their people. Mike Mosley, don't think Canadians will rebel. Will someday Canadians are in government jobs? Yeah, like when you got 60% of Canada working for the government, no one's going to rebel, right? USA healthcare versus Canadian universal healthcare. My opinion, I live in socialized medicine. I have socialized medicine. And I am absolutely petrified to go to the hospital. You guys have no idea how scared I am. I go to my channel, search across my channel with the magnifying glass. I'm scared. There's a video I made. I'm actually so scared to go to the hospital here. I would try to operate on myself if I knew if it's something I could fix myself and staple myself. Like I am very scared to go to the hospital here. Good work, Mike. I would too. Remember what happened when we did the Mike in the Night, and then we had Linny Poo on, and Linny Poo had a busted patella, or her knee cap was coming out of her knee, and she was bleeding everywhere. You could see the bone like twisted, and you could see her open knee. We showed the images on Mike in the Night, and she was telling us she went to the hospitals. They wouldn't touch her because she wasn't jabbed. Then she went to a walk-in clinic, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing here? You're gonna bleed to death." Then they took her back, and then she went back to the hospital, and they wouldn't. And then they told her she had to wait 9 hours. Remember that, Mike in the Night, guys? That's how bad it is, folks. It's terrible. So we have Eternal Freedom BTC in the house. Constitutional Republics, period. I'm lucky I got a brother who is an experienced lead charge nurse and isn't woke. He gives me great advice. But they say it's free, says Daniel. Yeah, they're always going to tell you it's free. But there's always a cost to everything. Man, I've been live for like an hour and a half. Chilling out here with you guys. We should have like a show, where we drink something. Maybe lounging with Mike. Drink a little, I don't know. I'm not in the mood for tequila. If I was in the mood for, maybe whiskey. Irish. Single malt. Top shelf. That's what I drink right now. Oh, we'll go. Yeah, no, Linny Poo's okay. She ended up getting her stuff fixed. Oh, D-Man's already drinking, man. On the dole and drinking. Yeah, D-Man is famous for drinking. Tell him what it is, dude. Yeah, I'd probably smoke a nice Cuban cigar or something. I'd like to go swimming right now. Last time I went to the hospital. Whoa. Last time I went to the hospital, I found out I got brain cancer. It was 10 years ago. They gave me 3 to 10 months to live. It's been over 10 years. Thank you, Lord. Amen. Stop thing and stop drinking. I'm drinking Keystone Light. I'd rather have a puff. Start. Love yells all, says Daniel Viney. I can't sleep tonight before I have to go to see my oncologist every time. Oof. Hello, says Ginger. What's up, Ginger? Marnie saying Leafy. Uh, think a witch doctor from Borneo can do a better job than the government doctors 1 quadrillion%, because they are of the land, right? I think a hoodoo priestess could do better than down in Louisiana than these doctors. Anyone else hearing a beep every few minutes? It's not me. I would tell you guys the annoying beep. Straight to plate 1 says thanks, Mike. Like, where? Is it coming from me? Are you guys hearing an awkward beep sound from me? Why are we getting blocked messages here tonight on Mike in the Night? It's not Mike in the Night. It's just Sunset Hump Day with Mike. You know what? Now that it's summer, I think maybe on Wednesday nights after my kids go to bed, I'm going to sit here and have a few drinks with you guys, and just talk about everyone say hi to the feds watching. Guys, I don't know why everyone's messages are being blocked. I'm not blocking them. So we got K. Truman Overdrive saying, I hear the beep beep. Hi, feds. Everyone's saying hi, feds. Yeah, there's a lot of block messages, guys. No, I'm not getting no beeps on other platforms. I have everything silent. Everything shut down. Like, I'd be getting 100 messages if I turn my Skype on right now. Dean says, my drink is communion. Low pitch double beep. Yeah, it's not me, man. Man, we got 78 people watching. Yeah, I'm disappearing into the background here. I gotta hold my arm up here. There are government employees who cares about them. I don't hear a beep, but I just got here, says Ginger. Phone vibrate? Nah, not vibrating. Maybe a tick or something. Now we're on this whole beep thing, Whoa. Whoa, here's my cat. Look what my cat's doing, guys. You guys see my cat? Hey, Miami. 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 So my cat's on top of the fence. Miami. Yeah, we got someone from Princeton in the house. That's my cat, Miami. I don't know how she got on top of the fence. Salta. Salta. Jump. There she is, folks. On Miami. It looks like she's stuck up on the... She could stay there for a bit. She likes the view up there. So, that's kind of interesting. Oh, man. Watch out for the Chinese neighbors, Mike, and the cats. Aha, I know that inside joke, yeah. Ah, anything is possible, Bizarro. You gotta name your next cat Sonny Crockett and Tubbs. Yeah. Hey, Dano, what are you drinking tonight? What's Dano drinking tonight? That's the question we need to be asking. Miami Vice, best show ever. You know what? I actually watched Miami Vice with my son. The real Miami Vice from 1984. I think we just were 2 episodes away from finishing season 1. First appearance of Al Bundy's there. I think it was episode 3 or 4. Bruce Willis. He was so young, Bruce Willis, in his first appearance in Miami Vice. Man, so many good actors made their first appearance in Miami Vice. All right, we have 3. Good idea, Daniel Bourbon. Oh, he's drinking bourbon? Yeah, you know what? You know what I don't mind, too, on the rocks? Southern Comfort on the rocks. Yeah, Southern Comfort on the rocks. Good Southern Comfort from Louisiana. Not that crap remade shit they sell. Like the real Louisiana made Southern Comfort. Good stuff. Someone's drinking per node with water on the rocks. Okay. Good night, Gruddy. Rogers. Go ready, Rogers. I'll see you on the next live stream. Looks like my cat jumped off the fence. Let's see if we can find this cat now. Miami. Miami. Now she's rolling around on the ground. Check this out, guys. Is it worth buying a home? Well, if you're in the States, you can find something reasonable. But no, if you're in Canada, it's really tough. The taxation's through the roof. They're going to tax us to death. So we've been saying for 10 years. Buy land, forget the home now. I'm trying to find a good tent. Did you guys know that 8 or 10 years ago, New Zealand was giving out tents to its homeless to help them? What is your opinion on the recent woman panicking on an American flight, claiming a passenger seated next to her was not real, assuming you saw the recent viral clip? Unfortunately, I did not see that clip. I think I see something of it. I just scrolled through. I saw a lady freaking out. I'm like, whatever. Maybe I'll take notice to it and watch it now. Hey, Mikey, is Jasmine from Vancouver checking in? Well, what's up, man? All the people checking in late at night in Mayor PC here. It's a psyop. She was drunk. Okay. Someone saying psyop 100%. Great price. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go grab my cat. Miami. I'm gonna go grab my cat before she gets loose on the street here. And I'll see you guys on Mike in the Night on Saturday. Can someone put up my link to Rumble, please? If you want to go there and subscribe so we can watch Mike in the Night. Mike in the Night's the best, man. Because we just openly speak. We're not Rumble heroes. But we go on there and talk, right? Yeah, good night, Gigi Gaw. Uh, Mimi, that's me. Everyone is going at it with the fact that she made a Baphonet sign, a Baphonet sign. Yeah, take care, everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna go find this cat. I don't know what my cat is, so I'm gonna go look for my cat now. I'll see you guys on Mike in the Night. Hey, somebody put up the link, please, before I go to my Rumble channel, please. God bless you. Jesus saves. You know it, buddy. All right. All right, guys. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken. I'll see you guys on Mike in the Night on Saturday night. God bless.